If moving to Baton Rouge, Louisiana is on your radar, there's some things you need to know. And thankfully, there's YouTube. More specifically, there's this channel and me helping you out with those things. Now, full disclosure, I'm a realtor in the area. I live in the area. So you're probably thinking, oh, this guy's just gonna give us all the good stuff and try to make a quick buck off of us and make a sale. Not the case. I'm gonna give you some things you need to know that are good, but also not on the good side, a little negative, because I wanna paint the whole picture. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 9 things you need to know before moving to Baton Rouge. This is Greater Baton Rouge Living. Let's get into it. So before getting into it, of course, we got to give this little blurb, right? Greater Baton Rouge Living, this channel, the goal is to give you value, whether you're looking to move here or you already live here, you want to get to know the area better. We want to paint the lifestyle, real estate, the community. We want to give you value in that sense. So if you do get that value, I'd be honored if you subscribed, if you liked, if you commented and shared, all that stuff. It helps the channel grow. It helps other people see it. And of course, it makes me happy. So you're here for the 9 things you need to know. Let's get going. Now, the first thing I have on this list is pretty obvious, unless you flunked geography, or maybe you're like 9 years old watching this channel, but that is Baton Rouge is the state capital of Louisiana. So with that, it brings a lot of government and political jobs, and in my opinion, brings about some economic stability to our area. Now, I hate politics, I'll be honest, so I won't spend much time on this, but there's a lot of politics in this city, there's a lot of government in this city, and that does bring about some economic stability. So I won't spend too much time on this, but yes, Baton Rouge is the capital of Louisiana, and in my opinion, that's a pro, and it brings some economic stability to our city. Number 2, we have terrible traffic and a terrible public transportation system. See, I told you I wasn't going to say all positive things, but yes, no sugarcoating it. Baton Rouge definitely has some work to do in that area. We have lots of traffic. Our infrastructure doesn't quite support the population of our city, so there's constant traffic. And on top of that, we don't have the public transportation that a lot of bigger cities do or other state capitals do. We do have a bus system, which has come under a lot of scrutiny as of late. But nonetheless, we don't have a lot of those options to give access to a lot of people with public transportation. So if you're looking to move here, get a good list of podcasts and music because you're going to be spending a lot of time in your car. Number 3, we are a college town. We are home to a few universities, that which includes Baton Rouge Community College, Southern University, and the big whopper of a campus, Louisiana State University. Go Tigers, which I'm a proud alum of. But we are a college town that does bring about all the things that a college town brings. So yes, see traffic like before. There's some seasonality in the sense of when there's summer or semester breaks, things loosen up a little bit. Things are a little less active. If you don't like the colors purple and gold, you may not like living in Baton Rouge. We're a passionate city that reps purple and gold at all times. But of course, we get the benefits of more job opportunities and, again, economic stability because the colleges and the college sports specifically, too, bring in a lot of money into our city. So we're a college town. We're passionate about it. And if you don't like purple and gold, it's going to be a tough time living in Baton Rouge. Number 4, the weather. It's hot. You're in the summer, you're going to sweat. All right. And as most middle-aged dads will say, it's not the heat that'll get you, it's the humidity. We're hot, we're humid, and again, you're going to sweat. On top of that, hurricanes are a thing. You know, the latter half of the year is hurricane season, so we do have to keep an eye on Gulf of Mexico, storms brewing out on the ocean. That can be something that uproots you. But either way, we adapt, we overcome, we get through it. But the weather is something to keep in mind if you're from up north or just areas who don't necessarily see storms. Something to keep in mind. It gets pretty hot. Number 5, we are all in a flood zone. So the question is not, are we in a flood zone? The question is, what flood zone are we in? Most of South Louisiana was built on top of swamps. And that's not to say we're all going to sink, but it's something to keep in mind in terms of flood zones, flood risk, flood insurance. We have areas that are more prone to flooding than others, but A lot of times people from out of town will come and say, are we in a flood zone? The answer is always yes. It's more so, what flood zone are we in? And again, not to discourage and say we're all going to flood, but just something to keep an eye on. And our area did see a pretty catastrophic event in 2016 of a big major rain that brought about some flooding in our area that's going to leave some deep scars. But nonetheless, that's something to keep an eye on, especially if you're buying a house in terms of flood insurance and what that may cost you. But flood zones are a thing. So if you want to sound like you know what you're talking about, don't ask, are we in a flood zone? Ask, what flood zone are we in? Number 6 is the food scene. We've got a strong one. Yes, we've got the seafood that everybody expects, the crawfish, the shrimp, all that kind of stuff. But we've got everything, right? I feel like a new restaurant is popping up almost every quarter. We've got good vibes, good restaurants. We've got a wide array of food, all the way from sushi to steaks to Mexican to just good old bar food. If you need some recommendations, let me know. With some hot spots you want to check out are, of course, downtown, mid-city, and the Perkins overpass. But again, you want some recommendations? Reach out. Number 7 is education. Baton Rouge does not have a good public school system. We are not strong in that area. So if you're going to move here, you got some kiddos. A lot of people will do private school if you live within Baton Rouge. Oftentimes people will move out of Baton Rouge and the surrounding parishes. You've got Zachary, Central, Ascension Parish, and Livingston Parish. All have really solid public school systems. So if you got kiddos, you're coming, you're going to want to keep an eye on that. If you want some recommendations, again, I'm here for you. I'm happy to help. Number 8 is proximity to other towns. Look, Baton Rouge has a lot to offer, but sometimes you need to get away for a weekend or a week or so. And we're pretty close to some great areas to do so. We're about an hour away from New Orleans. There's a lot to do there, obviously. We're about 45 minutes away in the other direction to Lafayette, who has some cool stuff. Hammond is a really cool, cute, small town that's about 30 to 45 minutes away. And a sleeper is Natchez, Mississippi, which has a lot to offer. It's going to feel like it is a whole new area, but it's going to feel much further away than it is. But all of them are relatively close to Baton Rouge, quick drive, and you've got a little vacation, and you can come back home and not spend a week traveling. Last but certainly not least, number 9 is Gordon McKernan. You're going to have to get to know him, mainly because he rents basically every billboard in the greater Baton Rouge area. He is one of our local personal injury attorneys. And why am I bringing this up? It's because you're going to see his face a lot. I don't know, just thought I would throw that in there. So if you get a wreck on the way to Baton Rouge, moving here, or just sitting in traffic, I don't know, call Gordon, get Gordon, get it done. I'm not even being paid to say this. I'm just letting you know you're going to see his face a lot. That is the list I have for you. 9 things you need to know before you move to Baton Rouge. As I said, I'm a realtor. So if you want to know about the real estate in Baton Rouge, I'm happy to help you and advise on where may be a best fit for you. Just reach out. My contact information is going to be somewhere on the screen here. Again, I'm always honored to help. I want to be a resource to you. So as always, if you get a value from this channel, subscribe, like, comment, brush your teeth at night and in the mornings. I'm here for you. We'll see you next time.